What's up, everybody? It's your girl Songbird, and I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Room 1002. If you're here for the first time, thanks for checking me out. But if you're returning, you already know what it's all about. I'm here showcasing the hottest up-and-coming creatives and innovatives right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all, I am so excited to finally be back in front of the camera. I know it's been a long time, and y'all really been missing your girl, and I've been missing y'all. And I'm really excited to end the month with the lovely Jaslyn Harris of MyMovesMoveU. I've actually known this young lady now for she's embarrassed for me to say it's been 20 years, but 20 good years of friendship and connection. And I'm really excited for y'all to see what she's really out here doing in the community. So I want you guys to go ahead and comment right now and welcome her to the room. Jaslyn, thank you so much for coming out.
Hey, thank you. So happy to be
wonderful.
here. Thank you. This I don't do this every day. So.
Let me see these nails. Hold on, let me see these nails.
Oh
yeah.
I just got them done yesterday.
Okay, orange is my favorite color.
Yes, they're my toes and my hands.
Period. Okay.
Ayana, y'all gotta go get her nails done.
Shameless plug. Y'all nails.
Please. She did it right. Okay.
Well, listen, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come out onto the show. I think it's really important that we have these moments, especially with people who we've known for all this time. Like, it's really cool to have full circle opportunities to share other people's stories. People you've known your whole life. Like, I never even knew what you wanted to do with your life. So I'm excited to sit here and hear how all this came about. And I'm just gonna start you off with a question that I ask all my artists. Yeah. So I really want you to kind of let us know, who is Jaslyn Harris and what is MyMovesMoveU?
Ooh, okay. Well, Jaslyn Harris is just really a positive, outgoing, creative, a person that loves people, and just loves all things creative and innovative. So it's really nice to be here. And like you said, like full circle, it really is, because as long as you said we've known each other, it doesn't feel that long. It really doesn't. I really feel like we just left high school.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
I ain't gonna say where we at now, but no, it really is nice to see how people evolve and to go into things that I think that they were meant to do. So to say that Jaslyn is someone who is a purpose chaser.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yes, that's really something that has kind of helped me in my livelihood, is understanding that I have something to do on this world, regardless of the money. Yeah. It's something that I have to do for myself. It's something that I honestly feel like I have to do for the world.
Yeah. And I've seen you hustling and bustling, man. Like, whether your events are packed out or you have 2 guests, I've seen you putting your absolute all into everything that you do. So can you talk to us just a little bit about MyMovesMoveU? How did that kind of, I guess, start? Because I feel like I've been hearing you say that for a long time. I feel like that was like your Facebook name, your Instagram name, your Twitter handle, Snapchat. Like, what is MyMovesMoveU?
That's crazy. And that's really what I mean by evolve, because MyMovesMoveU actually was just the name I gave myself when I started my first Instagram account. Okay. And when was that? Freshman year of college is when I did my Instagram account. And I just thought it was a catchy name to do for an Instagram handle as a dancer. Yeah. I just thought it sounded cool. Yeah. Well, fast forward when I'm, going through college and I'm thinking more so about becoming an entrepreneur in the dance world. Yeah. I decided to keep the name and to put, more meaning to it. Mm-hmm. So just because I was a dancer, it sounded catchy, but then it was just like, okay, well, I started originally, it's kind of a long story, but to make it short, I wanted to create my own name within the dance industry. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of artists, not only just dancers, but a lot of artists can resonate with the whole understanding where you have to have an image to stand out. You have to have a brand. Hence why you see me in this hair.
Yes, ma'am. Because you have always done your silver and black, or your sometimes I've even seen you get a little super platinum and black, but you're gonna do, and it's signature. Like, I agree.
And that's a story within itself, just like finding yourself within your brand. Yeah. So it came from a lot of different influences of people that I kind of looked up to trying to get into the dance industry. And so when I really tried to give that as my brand, it kind of stuck. So if you don't hear people call me Jaslyn, you'll hear them call me Stormy. Yeah. So that's where that comes from. But MyMovesMoveU originally started as a dance business, where coming out of the dance industry, you know, having some of the bad experiences from gigs and bad experiences for working from other people, it just came to me where I was like, hey, I'm doing a lot for others. I could probably do it for myself.
Yeah.
So I love all of the experiences that I've had in the past, and I don't have any bad relationships with anybody. But it really influenced me to, you know, do things on my own.
Yeah.
And so that's where it started. Mm-hmm. And so now where we're at, about to be year 3 year anniversary.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going that far, and now it's evolving into something more. And the more it evolves, the more I find meaning within that same name.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want to change the name, but I am finding more meaning within the name. Mm-hmm. And I'm going through rebranding as we speak. Yeah. So give me grace.
Okay.
But the meaning is evolving.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, listen, you talked a little bit about doing dance, and all I can think of when I think of you is Stormy. She dances. Her hair is going to be black and silver, but mainly she dances, and she's going to be on every team, whether she's hurt or not. Like, I've seen you persevere through a lot when it came to dance. Has that ever kind of been discouraging? Like, has there ever been a moment where you maybe didn't want to dance, or you thought like, I'm probably going to have to give this up? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So as a dancer, I kind of started late in the game already.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, as far as seriously training in dance, I didn't really start seriously training until high school.
I did not know that.
Meanwhile, you know, I was trying to get into the arts program at our school, and you had to already be at this advanced level of ballet.
Yeah.
So I had to, you know, do what I had to do outside of school to get my training up so that I can join sophomore year.
Yeah.
So all through high school, I was kind of playing catch up. Meanwhile, I was the hip hop girl. Like I didn't want to be in pink tights. So it was fighting that, and it was also being late and like with my training and everything. So I was definitely working hard in high school. I was hustling and bustling in high school, because when I got in, I was drama major first. Mm-hmm. Then I worked my way to switch to dance major. Then I became dance major, dance minor.
Right.
Meanwhile, you know, the team I started, and then I had the audacity to join the band and become the captain.
Don't say audacity now.
No, I mean, not for the band,
right.
But audacity for me to put that on my plate.
Take on anything else.
Yes.
Like, I'm already dance captain of 50 things.
And you know what's crazy? I did that to kind of take a step back from leadership within dance, because I was captain of platinum.
Yeah.
And I was founder. So there was a lot of things on me there, and it just wasn't going the way I wanted to. So I wanted to take a step back and just join and have somebody tell me what to do at that point. Well, when I joined and I made it, then the other captain left.
Yeah. And they wanted you to step up.
I did not want to do that.
But that speaks to me, that speaks to your character overall, right? And I feel like when you're passionate about something, whether you're late in the game and your training isn't as advanced as the next or whatever the case may be, it shows. And that's why you were able to come into the band. Well, I had been in the band since we could join something in middle school. Like band was the thing. I came to middle school knowing I was going to be in the band. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I never got chosen to be like in leadership and band or anything like that. So things like that, those are moments to really kind of like reflect on more like, this is kind of like just different little confirmations that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, I guess would be the best
that. It's two different perspectives for sure, because like, I guess what you're in at a certain point in your life and where you want to be within that realm, it changes. Yeah, you know, sure. I was trying to, you know, relax, and you wanted to level up. So I can definitely respect those different type of viewpoints.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But to go into the other part of your question, as far as like feeling like I've ever wanted to quit or just say no or things like that, yes, a lot. You know, catching up in high school was hard because I was always comparing myself to people. There were a lot of things that I couldn't do.
Absolutely.
You know, technically I wasn't the best. Technically I still am not the best. Wasn't the best flexibility wise. I'm still not the best flexibility wise. Even worse now due to some injuries and things like that. And then, you know, I went on to major in college. And so it was a good experience, but then there was always, you know, some hard times in school. And I was still the misfit because I was still, you know, commercial industry when you have most colleges are for concert world.
Yeah.
I do appreciate my experience in concert world because I have a level of respect for it, and it's always a foundation for a professional.
Absolutely.
But my head was always in commercial. Like since high school, nobody could tell me I was going on tour with B. I was going on tour with B. I interned with a dancer that went on tour with her and cool with one of her other dance captains and things like that. Like I was determined. I was doing everything that I could to see if I could get there. Right. But after I graduated, I took a few gigs that weren't really, the best. I had a few opportunities that fell through that kind of broke my heart, which is just the nature of the industry.
The industry, yeah.
Yeah. I would have been happy to say that I was doing some of the things I thought I would have done. Like I made it through auditions, made it through callbacks, and waited for the call for rehearsal, never got it. You know what I'm saying? So there's things like that, and just dealing with unprofessionalism and all that good stuff. And we graduated from college, so this adulthood now.
Listen, and you're saying a lot of stuff that I'm actually kind of resonating with, because I've kind of found myself in that similar space. I feel like I've shared it a little bit with you guys as well, like that feeling like, I've always wanted to do this, right? Pursued it all the way through, went to college, did it the way they told me to do it, right? And yet I'm out here and it's kind of still like, where the money at? Like, where the money at?
Where my fruit?
Where the opportunities at? And I'm kind of learning even now over time. It's something that you said in the very beginning, like when you have the passion for stuff, sometimes you will find yourself doing it, whether it brings you lots of money or not, or wherever it really kind of takes you in life, you'll still do it for the sake of just being able to say that you're connected to it and you can do it. And that's really why I do this. And that's why I wanted to know, like, when it comes to your business and what you're doing, right? I've seen you expanding your network, reaching out, talking to different people, putting together like workshops and panels and really addressing things, not just within our community, like the brown and black community, but in men and different things like that. What is drawing that into what you're trying to do with MyMovesMoveU? Like, how do those two things connect, and why did you feel like it was important for you in particular to tell those stories? Yeah,
so going back to evolving, MyMovesMoveU, the meaning that I'm sticking to mainly right now is the level of transparency that I want to show to my audience or whoever supports my business. That this is a journey for me in entrepreneurship and just purpose in general. And I never want to be that type of business owner, entrepreneur that just thinks as soon as you have a business it's successful, or just appear as successful and that's it. Like, there is struggle in this, okay? Anybody who says entrepreneurship is easy is a lie. So it's a lot of investment before you get your return on investment. So with that, MyMovesMoveU really came from post-grad depression, if I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100. I was dealing with the what's the word I'm looking for? The love-hate relationship with dance. Also, while, we were dealing with the COVID pandemic. And just the why me of trying to grow up out of college. I was comparing myself to a lot of people that didn't really pursue arts, that got the typical bachelor's degree or law degree or, finance degree, and they're just right out the gate, getting their own place, own car, own whatever. And I was always the overachiever in school. So I was like, I got all the A's, I graduated summa cum laude, like, where's mine? It's my turn,
Moment.
So it really stemmed from that, and I wanted to be transparent and letting people know, like, hey, I'm going for what I gotta go for, because apparently God won't let me settle. Because when we were in COVID and I was dealing with my depression, I kid you not, I was scrolling through my school's catalog just to hypothetically think, if I didn't major in dance, what would I have majored in? To try to just visualize what my life would have been like, and hoping that vision would have been better. But when I tell you I scrolled and I couldn't choose not a thing. And I've even gotten job opportunities that were decent, and I just could not say yes. I even took the GRE to get my master's. I got a good score. I walked out that door and God said, not yet. It ain't time for you to get your master's. So I was frustrated with myself, because I'm like, I think I'm supposed to be doing these things. I'm doing all the right things. Why am I struggling? So within that, yes, I'm a creative. Yes, I love to dance, and I love to do that professionally. But I'm also realizing that there can sometimes be a difference between your passion and your purpose.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure.
They can definitely collide.
Yeah.
And they can intersect for sure. But when you know there's something for you to do here outside of yourself, that's your purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And so knowing that I've gone through these mental challenges and these spiritual challenges, I know everybody else is doing it too. We're just trying to make it look good or just keep going day by day. And I just wanted to be the biggest advocate for everyone, because whether it's dealing with mental challenges or it's dealing with just learning how to navigate entrepreneurship or just being a creative in general, I want them to know, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing either. Hey, so look, we can do it together. So that's why I do like the pop-up shops and the mental health workshops and things like that, because I want to support you just as much as I want myself to succeed. I just feel like the level of competition in this country specifically is crazy. There's room for everybody. I want everybody to win. And I know I'm not the only one, but I will probably want to be one of the first to say that I really want everybody to win. Like, if you're successful, I am genuinely happy for you, and I will genuinely repost you. I will genuinely pay my money to take your service. You know, like I really love to see when people go for what they want to do with their lives. Absolutely. Because we have generations before us that have only survived. And now I really want to be that person that motivates people like us to really go for what they want.
And transitioning out of being a dancer, where like, even though, you know, there's choreography, there's still a freedom in dance, you know, turning into a facilitator, right? A moderator almost, putting on panels and workshops. Like, were you doing that by yourself, or do you kind of have a team working with you? Like, how did you know to just come out the gate like, I need to sit these people down and talk to them, and we need to share this, like, versus, oh, I don't know, just having regular conversation with them, you know?
Yeah, so the mental health workshops, and y'all gonna hear me say God all the time, because I literally went through a hiatus of evolving myself and getting closer with him and just trying to understand where he's trying to take me.
Absolutely.
Because just that, transitioning from just focusing on dance alone to really sitting still and be like, okay, what does he want me to do?
Right.
Because I'm really in this space where I have to be obedient to him. You know, no matter who you follow, who you believe in. I genuinely believe that he's giving me something, an assignment. And if I fight against it, that's when it's difficult, right? Wow. So for a long time in that love-hate relationship that I've been dealing with dance is because I've been holding on to this vision that I've had with dance for so long. And dance is still my heart, don't get me wrong. I will still do a gig whenever I feel like it, or if one of my homegirls call me up and they want me to do a show or whatever. Look, if I'm free,
something.
Yeah, and I still actively want to teach and do those things. Those are coming up as well. But he sat me down. Yeah. And there's a reason why it was difficult. And I had that love-hate relationship because I was evolving and I did not accept that yet. So this hiatus that I've been on, it really forced me to, you know, do that. And honestly, I grieved. I grieved because that's all I knew. Yeah. And then thinking about everybody who knew me, I'm like, that's all y'all know me to do. Yeah. So what I look like doing something completely different. You know what I'm saying? But he told me to do these mental health workshops, and I had no idea why, because at the time, which was the first one was in 2022, at the time I didn't even have a therapist myself. So going into these workshops, I literally had to jump out on faith. Yeah. I had a couple of my close friends, shout out Mara Kelly and Tabia. They're my partners with the Mental Moves workshop within my business. And they're both mental health advocates as well.
That's awesome.
And I told them, I said, look, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got to do this, y'all. Yeah. And so now we're doing it every year. And I want it to be interactive. I want to be someone that brings the community closer together. Absolutely. That makes them comfortable with talking about mental health. not just from like a sad, depressing, perspective, but just like we should be talking about this more.
In general, right.
In general.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be bad. Like just as much as we talk about getting our bodies together, going to the gym, your mind is just as important.
Absolutely.
Because if your mind ain't right, you ain't gonna feel like going to the gym.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's become that big, and now it's gonna be an annual event, and it's just, expanding into something bigger. But when I did my first one, that one was great, but immediately after, he told me to do one for Black men.
Okay.
And so that's what this whole year was, leading up to. We went about it as a marketing tactic.
Right.
Just to put it on social media, to have guys and women all in our communities just see that, hey, I actually mean what I say.
Right.
I'm not just someone that says, support our Black men, hashtag, and that's it. Like, no, if I say it, I really mean it, and you're gonna see me do stuff about it. Absolutely. So that's really what it was. It really was supposed to just lead up into the workshop, and the workshop was May 20th. It was awesome. It was amazing. It looked special.
Wonderful.
Yes, I wish I could do it all over again.
You can. You will.
I definitely will.
You will.
Yes, I definitely will. But just replaying that day would have been great. But so that panel turned into something that is growing into something else that you guys will learn of soon. But when the first video came out, I say the first whole panel was like a total of like 6 clips. Yeah. And when the first one came out, I started getting DMs from guys that were like, let me get a seat at the next table.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I was like, I didn't even think I was going to do another table, but so God working with that for a little bit.
Wow, Jaslyn, honestly, thank you for sharing all of that. Number one, I know it can sometimes be really difficult to be transparent, especially about your own mental health. But I'm also looking forward to seeing what else you're going to do with Mental Moves. I know personally, I feel like you were very persistent with it. The branding was on point. And I know that I was always somewhere on a business trip every time I tried to come through. But like I said, really looking forward to seeing what you're going to do with it. You did mention that you plan to do it annually. So, I mean, will we be seeing more Black men, or do you plan to kind of expand outside of that? What does it look like? Like, what does the future of that look like?
Yeah, so Mental Moves is only a segment of MyMovesMoveU.
Gotcha.
So that's what is going to be a yearly workshop. And every year it's going to be a different focus group. So the first year in 2022, it was just a general. So it was everyone that we were focusing on just wellness and starting to talk about therapy. This year was Black men in our community, and next year it'll be something different. I don't want to speak on that yet because I didn't decide. Right. But there's so many different lanes that you can go into mental health. So every year is definitely going to be something different. But yeah, so.
Okay, so then until next year, though, for everyone who missed out on this year or even the year before last, like where can they actually find, recordings or little clips of the programs you've already put together?
So yeah, for that workshop specifically, that is yearly, but I do still have content that's coming out from our roundtable talks with the Black men. Gotcha. So if you follow me on Instagram and you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll definitely be able to see more of the clips drop. And hopefully periodically you'll see them more regularly. Right.
Because I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, life be lifing. So
you're telling me
that
girl.
content is coming.
But loading, but give me a second. I get it.
For that specific workshop, that's what's entailed for that one. So the actual next workshop will be in 2024. Gotcha. But MyMovesMoveU also deals with still dance and still entrepreneurship. So I put on pop-up shops as well. Okay. And hopefully before the end of this year, we'll get another pop-up shop.
Okay. And what are these pop-up shops like? Like, am I a vendor just coming out selling my products, or like it's showcasing? Like, what are the shops?
So the name for my pop-up shops is Backing Bosses. Okay. And I like to be a little different with pop-up shops because pop-up shops are kind of hot here in Atlanta.
Yes, they are.
A lot of people can get some good money booking vendors. Yeah. But for me, again, I'm more of a purpose goer, not really just all for the money. So I like to literally back the bosses.
Right.
I would like to get to learn their brands. I like to promote them actively on my page. And I even kind of coach them for those who've never been to a pop-up shop or never been a vendor. I like to meet with them, whether in person or virtually, and kind of tell them how it goes, tell them how to brand themselves, you know, because a lot of us that are entrepreneurships want to be entrepreneurships, but don't really understand the level of professionalism you need.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of, you know, help people in those ways. And so backing bosses is more of an intimate version of a pop-up. I don't have like 20 vendors. I like to stick to maybe 6 to like 10 at most.
I love that.
So I can really focus on them, and I like to get unique brands. So you'll never see one of my pop-up shops where there's 5 different businesses that are all selling hats.
Right.
Because I want the people that come to see you to actually try to buy from everyone.
From everyone.
If you're going to table to table to table and they all have hats, then you lucky that the person gonna buy 2 hats.
At all, or buy a hat at all.
I really I put on those pop-up shops to really make the vendors make money. That's my goal. So that's why it's called Backing Bosses.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to do those more than once a year, but again, I'm trying to get my life together.
I understand, but that sounds like a wonderful program, a wonderful event. I've seen you doing these things, so I mean, I'm excited to actually see you get back in the groove and, you know, just back out there in general, and maybe I'll find me something to sell, or I don't know, set up me a little bit for something. I don't know. Y'all come see me. I'll do your interview on the spot.
I know that's right. No, look, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We're creators for a reason.
We literally are. But look, before I let you go, I know that you shared a little bit with us. You know, you're dealing with some mental health, some challenges. But what are you doing to kind of combat that? You know, like, I know what it's like to be head deep into work and just never really coming up for air, and you know, we're honestly too young for that. Honestly, we really are. You have your whole life to grind. It's okay if you don't get it right in your 20s.
Right.
But what are you doing outside of that? Like, what are you doing for fun? You know?
Yeah, I really try to make sure I know to slow down. So whenever I do give myself time, I think that's the assignment for me though, like making that time, because I always want to find time to be productive, right? So I actually have to, these days I have to plan when I'm going to do things for fun, which is ridiculous, or relax. I know that sounds bad, but,
absolutely,
but for right now I do.
Yeah.
So when I'm not working, I try to escape to the studio and take a class, or I'll, you know, choreograph on my own. So when the next time I do teach, y'all will have a combo, because that's still my love, that's still my heart. I still, you know, get to express myself and kind of vent through dance. I love my family. I always have a family event or a family function. That's why I'm so tired right now. And then, you know, I try to have a social life. I try to, you know, meet people. Yeah. Barely, but, you know, meet people. And, you know, just relax when I can.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing it, because you can't promote mental health and not.
I know. I got to practice.
You have to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So I do hope that you continue to find the time, make the time for yourself, continue to push this business. I'm really looking forward to seeing it blossom. Truly honored to have sit here with you. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. If you want to go ahead and maybe tell them where they can follow you, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to whatever channel she has and show her lots of love, and of course tap into everything that she has going on.
Yes, so if you want to follow me on Instagram at MyMovesMoveU, that's the letter U, LLC, please do on Instagram. You can also follow my dance page, my Stormy page, which is here_comes_the_storm. And my YouTube page will just be on the links. I have the link tree because I don't remember it.
I get it. Yeah. That's fine.
But yeah, I'll have my link tree up, and all the links will be there on my Instagram. My website is MyMovesMoveU.com, and I'll have a lot of new things up soon because we're getting ready to rebrand.
Well, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Well, y'all already know what I'm gonna say next. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like and share this video. And if you're feeling this video in particular, I want y'all to comment Stormy. You know, I like that. Stormy, I like that. Y'all already know I don't really have anything else for y'all, but until next time, you guys, peace.